We are relatively early in the district season, but we have a few games tonight that could help decide who's the district champion.
Yes, we do. As for Palo Duro, they go on the road tonight for a test against Lubbock Cooper to see if the Dons could remain unbeaten in district play. That much more ahead on The Locker Room.
The Locker Room on Fox 14.
Welcome into the locker room for what I can't believe is week 8 of the high school football season. Max, it's flown by.
It's gone by so fast. Yeah, just 3 weeks left in the regular season after tonight, which sets up some big games in these districts, including for my Tascosa Rebels, who went on the road tonight to face Lubbock Monterey.
You were telling me you have your 10-year class reunion
about
coming
3 weeks.
up. How
Yeah,
about
the
that?
week
I
of the
remember that
Sandy's
about
game.
10 years ago for me. Tascosa with the ball. Reese Cape. He's in for the touchdown for the Rebels. Now we go to Monterey. This was back and forth in the first half. Donald Williams, first down across the middle. A nice catch in traffic. And then a nice play afterwards. They're going to get in the end zone, and they're going to tie the game up at half, 14-14. Good thing for Tascosa is Ken Plunk's got a pretty good reputation, I guess, of giving some good halftime speeches. You would know. 35-21, Tascosa gets the win.
All right, let's come back into town. Caprock taking on Lubbock Coronado at Dick Bivens tonight. We start at the end of the first quarter. Coronado's Jeremiah Sartuzzi disrupts Caprock's handoff, strips the ball, and he is gone the other way. Coronado up 7-0. Now, starting off the second quarter, Caprock looking to score. Juan De La Cruz hands it off to Jackson Hart, who breaks several tackles, gets out of the defense, down the sideline, nothing but green grass, 55-yard touchdown for Hart. Longhorns take an 8-7 lead later.
It's all right.
Yeah, later in the second, De La Cruz hands it off to Joe Carrasco. He gets the first down there, same drive this time, handoff to Emiliano Castillo. Longhorns up 15-7 after that touchdown. Caprock, how about you? They get a win, 36-26.
Big district win there for the Caprock Longhorns. Congratulations to them. Palo Duro taking on Lubbock Cooper on the road in Lubbock. Palo Duro strikes first. Julian Reese, Deuce Reese, airs it out to Daniel Moses. 7-0 in the first. How about Ryan Rodriguez now? Missed a few weeks for the Pirates, but he was back tonight and makes his presence known, converting on a fourth down. We were talking about that this Lubbock Cooper team must have been dealing with some injuries and there you go. The senior quarterback keeps the Lubbock Cooper drive alive. Cade Grant does the rest. 7-7 in the second. Palo Duro puts themselves back on top. Tavion Cantley dodges some defenders, and he's going to fight for the pylon. That is a strong run right there. How about Palo Duro? They were down. They score the eventual game-winning touchdown, win it 36-33. That's 2 weeks in a row. They showed that even if they're down, they're going to continue to fight and find a way to win. So now let's move to 4A, where the Hereford Whitefaces and Randall Raiders squared off at Whiteface Stadium.
Yeah, it's the only matchup of 2 undefeated teams in that district tonight, but only one could remain that way.
Yep, let's go to our Sonic Game of the Week.
All right, let's check it out. Big atmosphere over there in Hereford. You got a feeling it's going to be a good game, right,
Absolutely.
Clint? First drive of the game, Caleb Ramirez scrambling, but Jevin Gallegos hunts him down for the sack. They're pumped up. Dominant defense turns into explosive offense. Drayton Ray, who finds the end zone there. It's 7-0 Randall. Cason Benton hands it right back to Ray. He gets going down the sideline. Nobody in sight for him there. Raiders go up 14-0. Another Dre Day. Why don't we just make that 3 touchdowns? Dre Day again. She said Corin Dre Day 2.0 was a highlight reel tonight. 21-0 as he scores another touchdown. Randall gets the win on the road 24-0, and Corin Davis was there for us.
I'm joined here tonight by Randall's head football coach, Dan Sherwood. Coach, your defense standout performance tonight. You guys posted another shutout, your 3rd shutout of the season tonight. What did you like from that side of the ball?
Still the tenacity that they have, the way that they go hunt for the football, it's pretty fun to watch. It's pretty fun to have the best seat in the house to go out there and watch them play. But they did a good job. Offense did a good job. We found a run game, and Drayden did a really good job busting some big runs that we needed to have, and just overall really good night.
I was about to bring up Drayden. He's a spitting image of his older brother. How important is it to get him going in district games like this one?
Well, definitely. We've kind of been a running back by committee all year, and so he's done a good job stepping up, and he's just kind of a wild card of the fact that he does a good job catching the ball out of the backfield, does a good job running it, and he can throw it too. So he's kind of a jack of all trades, but I was pleased for him to bust those big runs, and we need to be able to show that we can do that, and I'm just pleased overall.
You told me yesterday you didn't want your team's fire to dim. Well, it's burning bright tonight. You're walking into next week 2-0 in district. How does that feel?
It feels good. It feels good. God's blessed us a lot, so we just want to keep on doing it.
Awesome. Congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
I think I even saw Sherwood smile
Yeah, a
several
little bit. You
times
don't
in
see that too often. Thank you so much, Corin, as always. Let's stay in that district. First quarter here at Dumas and Canyon. Colton Mills rips off a pass to Blake Robinson. That's the first score of the game. How about an immediate response from Canyon? This is Dylan Haygood fielding the kick, makes a defender miss there down the sideline. That's a kick return for a touchdown, and it ties at 7-7 fast. Dumas wants that lead back. Mills keeps it himself this time. Uses those wheels, gets a good block, and he's in for the score. 14-7 they lead. Canyon would score to make it 14-14. Brox Hacker on another possession to Baylor Schilling on the slant. He does the rest of the work. He's in, and it's 21-14. Canyon close to halftime. Dumas drives the field. Mills puts it up again for his guy Robinson. That touchdown brought us to a 21-21 tie at halftime. Dumas controls the second half. They win 37-29.
How about last night? West Plains taking on Pampa. And it was funny, Corin and I were talking before the game. I said, I think we're going to see a lot of Slade Russell in this game. We got to see a lot of Slade Russell. He breaks
did, didn't we?
a lot of tackles here.
Man.
He is a tough runner, and I think if they make the run we think they can, he's going to have to be a huge part of it. He finishes off the job to make it 7-0. Harvesters, they get their offense going. Jaron Hill, he's going to find Jose Alonso deep down the field. Hauls that in. And then a little while later, Corin marches down the field, gets in front of the play, and then Parker Webb ties the game at 7. Here comes Reed Making. He's, guess who he finds? Kane White Tinsley. Just give him time, and Kane White Tinsley will find a way to get open. 55-7, they remain perfect in district.
West Plains looking good. All right, back over in Lubbock tonight. Borger went on the road to face Lubbock Cooper Liberty. Bulldogs complete. Nice pass, nice catch there. A little bit of extra gain after, but no points after a turnover on downs. Later on, Liberty scores with a walk-in touchdown here. Liberty just too good, looking good this season, and they take this one 65-3. More Thursday night action now. Perryton on the road against Estacado last night. Now we know this guy's name, Clint. Cooper Schilling takes the snap, fakes the handoff, weaves through the defense for a touchdown. That ties the game at 7. Fourth down for Estacado now. Jarick Ward here scrambling around, trying to make a pass, but it'll end up falling incomplete thanks to Gordo Estrada. Rangers in the red zone. Handoff to Isaiah Herrera here, fights through for the score. This one was a major shootout.
It was.
Sadly, Perryton falls just short, 58-51.
All right, so we talked about it at the top of the show. Sometimes in these districts, the top two teams face each other early in the district season.
And that sets up what we call a de facto district title game. And we had a good one brewing in Stinnett, Texas tonight. We go to Comanche Stadium after the break. Keep it right here on The Locker.
From Fox 14 News, The Locker Room continues.
Welcome back. Comanche Stadium was the center of attention tonight with a small school clash grabbing statewide attention.
Absolutely. West Texas High has been rolling, but they face their toughest test yet against a battle-tested Panthers squad ready to prove why they're the favorites this season. Let's head to the highlights. Out to Stinnett. Obviously, a great atmosphere in this one for what we call a de facto district title game. Picking this up late, yes it is, in the fourth. Broxton Robinson doing what he does best, scrambling around, finding his way to the end zone. Panthers up 47-42. Panthers going for two. Robinson rolls to the left till he finds this guy. Caden Arms at the corner, converting the two-pointer. Panthers up 49-42. West Texas's turn to answer back. Cade Winters, we know this guy, takes a snap, finds the open lane. That's a Comanche touchdown. 1 point would tie it, but the way tonight has gone, West Texas wants the win. Cade Winters runs the sweep, hurdles over a defender to give them the lead. Now, last chance for Panhandle. Robinson drops back, throws to a receiver, but it gets tipped into the air. Landon McLaughlin comes down with the interception and seals the game for WT High. Comanches win it 50-49. WT High head coach Jeff Smith responded after the absolutely huge win.
Our guys are resilient. They've, we challenged them this week about preparing and being consistent and showing up every day, and then matching the intensity from the kickoff tonight and the physicality and those kinds of things. And man, they stuck with it and got the job done.
What a win. Now let's go to Bovina and Gruver. Gruver looking to bounce back. Briggs Satterfield starts the game off strong with a scramble and finds some room up the field, makes a man miss. He gets tackled out of bounds, but puts Gruver in the red zone. Watch out, Rick. Satterfield now drops back. He's going to look to the right. He finds a wide open Nick Shepard for the easy touchdown. Gruber decides to go for two as Satterfield. See who he finds this time. Looking around and finds Brock Butler on the slant for the conversion. Gruver cruises 54-0.
I'd say that's a bounce back, Clint.
That's a bounce back. That's a response.
A few more 2A scores. Spearman hosted Fritch. They win 41-13 over Fritch. And then Highland Park and Sunray. Highland Park wins 38-20. Farwell playing host to Vega. Farwell keeps it going, winning 46-13. Wheeler defeats Memphis 55-0.
Clarendon gets win over Shamrock 30-24. Wellington over Quanah 51-13. How about some 3A scores? Canadian cruises 65-0. Childress cruises 71-6. We had an action-packed night as far as 11-man football teams go, but we have one more round to go, Max.
Oh, absolutely. We got 6-man action. How about it? We also have our New Mexico and Oklahoma scores. That's ahead on the Locker Room. Keep it right here.
All right, before we jump into this, quick correction. Shamrock actually wins in overtime, 36-30 over Clarendon, thanks to our stat guy over there for the moment, Kale C to Press Pass Sports. Thank you, Kale. We appreciate that. Welcome back now.
Yes.
As we continue on, we had an interesting matchup in what should be a fun local 6-man district. Claude hosted Boys Ranch.
Yes, that's right. Boys Ranch looking to build off winning their first district game over White Deer last week. Claude is looking to bounce back after falling to Booker in their opening district game. Boys Ranch is 6-1. Claude is 5-2. Let's see what happened at Mustang Stadium. Quarterback Holden Tice hands the ball off to Thomas Slack, who makes his way through the Rough Riders defense and scores the first touchdown for the Mustangs. Thomas Slack is on a roll. He gets the ball again, almost stopped short, but gets into the end zone. Again, Boys Ranch quarterback now, Isaac Acosta, throws the ball to Ethan Paulo, making his way down the sideline. Paulo's got the score for the Rough Riders. Now Acosta again, throwing to Corday Jackson, who makes his way past one Mustang. Whoop! And no one will catch him. He's all the way down the sideline. He's got a long score there. But Claude with the ball again now. Tice going to throw down the field to Brady Shelton. He makes a nice catch, and he'll fall into the end zone there. The Mustangs end up going past 70. Claude wins 78-48. Let's continue with 6-man scores. Will Laredo facing White Deer. White Deer wins 54-7. Happy wins 62-14 over Crest. Nazareth and Spring Lake Earth going head-to-head. Nazareth wins 68-52. Groom falls against Follett 73-28. McLean welcoming Paducah. Paducah wins 73-39.
Let's go to the land of enchantment. Clovis at home against Hobbs. Hobbs win 51-29. Texaco, they get the win 44-7 in Oklahoma. Texoma against Thomas Fay Custer, and Custer wins 41-6.
And Guyman River Road, that one was 29-14, I believe, is what Guyman won that one.
Gotcha.
So, yep,
okay.
There you go. Now it's time to look at our cheer squad of the week. Our cheerleaders of the week are the Dumas Demonettes. They went into Happy State Bank Stadium and cheered their team to victory tonight on the road. Definitely another pretty active cheer squad this week. They cheer them to a 37-29 win over Canyon. Now
let's go to our play of the week.
Yes.
And I'm going to let you take this one again, Max, because you got to see this play out.
Yeah, this was pretty sweet. It's more of a sequence of the week, if you will, but it's worth it. As you saw in the highlights, Dylan Haygood takes this kick back for a touchdown and ties it at 7 at that point. But what you didn't see was they went for an onside kick immediately after, and who recovers it? Guess who? Haygood recovers it. A big momentum change for Canyon at that point in the game, and it was all him. They weren't able to score any points after that, and Canyon fell. But, man, what a great sequence for Haygood.
Oh, absolutely. Now let's take a look at who was chosen as our Week 7 Player of the Week. And that happened to be Raymond Johnson of Paladuro. He played through a sprained ankle but didn't look hurt as he went for 162 total yards and 3 touchdowns. You can check that story out at myhighplains.com.
PD's showing out.
Oh, absolutely. Who you with?
Who you with?
PD. Scores and highlights are in the books, but we aren't finished yet.
Absolutely not. When we come back, we'll be joined by Cale Steed of Press Pass Sports to tell us what we learned tonight.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Clint Brakebill alongside Cale Steed of Press Pass Sports to tell us what we learned tonight. And before we jump into all the great games, we have a lot to get to. How about a little special shout out real quick?
Yeah, Ken Shields, I know you're watching, the superintendent at Shamrock. Thanks for the correction.
Yes.
We appreciate it, man.
Yes, absolutely.
2-0 that Shamrock Irish in district, man.
How about
Look out,
that?
How about it?
A big win in overtime.
Big win in OT.
36-30
Yes.
against Clarendon.
There we go.
All right, hey, one of the games of not only the night, but possibly games of the year so far. Man, it was billed to be an exciting game, top 10 matchup in 2A. And of course, I'm talking about the game that took place at Comanche Field in Stinnett, West Texas High hosting Panhandle. You got to see this game from start to finish. Break it down for us. There's a lot to break down.
There's a lot. 637 games on the docket in the state of Texas tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm so privileged that I was at this one. Number 3, Panhandle. Number 7, West Texas High. And, you know, Lee Baker and I have been to Stinnett twice. We're 2-0 in great games
Yes,
this year.
absolutely.
9 lead changes in this thing, Clint. 9.
Wow.
99 points scored, 50-49, West Texas High. And I think it's time we stop underestimating the Comanches.
Yeah,
me.
Yep, myself included.
Cade Winters is a dude. He's a dog. Is that what the kids say now? He's a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah, dog.
Dude, 7 touchdowns, 4 2-point conversions. You can't tackle the dude. He's a fantasy machine. If I had a high school fantasy football team, this guy would be on it.
The most
Nobody
exciting
else.
player that everybody's talking about in the NFL right now, Cam Scatteraboo. He's got a little bit of that.
He's
He's just so hard
He's
to take down.
You can't bring him down. He scores late, the 2-point conversion. He gets that. Unbelievable, man. They get a pick late. Just what a win. They're 7-0. The only 11-man team that is 7-0 in the Texas Panhandle. Miami's the other one, 6-man. You like that, by the way?
Yes.
And also 7-0 for the first time since 1995. Wow.
They were ranked number 7, Panhandle 3. They
Panhandle,
probably.
hey, are we going to see this again in December, though?
That's what I would really like to see, especially what we just saw tonight. If we get to see this with a lot on the line in playoffs, man, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Let's take a look at some of our larger classifications. We'll start with the Paladuro Dons. We talked about it last week. We use that word we like, moxie.
Moxie.
They, give up a lead, but they score the game-winning touchdown. Same way played out tonight on the road at Lubbock Cooper.
We were a little worried about the Dons' trap game. They don't win in Lubbock Cooper very often,
Correct.
if ever. They did that tonight. They're 3-0. They're in the driver's seat of 2-5A Division II. Huge win. First 6-win season since 2012. Break them out, man. They are having an incredible year. Congrats to Eric Mims. You talk about some dogs. They got some dogs.
They do.
They got the dogs.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
And we've both of us have spotlighted a lot of different players on this team.
Every
so
week.
It's nice
Every
to
week.
see the balance that they have offensively, and all of them talk about how good that offensive line has been, who don't get as much credit as a lot of them do, but the offensive line and defense have been great for them.
Tascosa gets a big win tonight on the road against Lubbock Monterey. That was huge. They've got Abilene High next week.
Colton Fulton has been, as you talk about driver's seat, he's been driving that offense very well.
224 yards tonight. He had a huge game. So now Abilene High, Tascosa. And how about the Caprock Longhorns, man?
Getting that district
Getting that
win, second
district
win of
win.
the season, and a big one in district as well. Excited for them. Let's talk about 4A. Dumas goes to Canyon, and you were saying earlier, they're getting used to Happy State.
They got 3 trips to Happy State. They got 1 more left. They still got to play Randall.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dumas gets a big win. Colton Mills over 200 yards offense, 5 touchdowns. They ran the ball well. They threw it well. Huge win. I think Canyon's still in a position for a playoff spot down the road. And then Randall, the blanking tonight. So that sets up Randall West Plains next week, both 2-0.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun between
a lot of fun.
those two. Anything else stick out to you for tonight?
You put me on the spot, Clint.
Okay, no, you're good.
Shohei Ohtani was like Steve Nebraska in the Scout movie.
Yes, since we do have 30 seconds. Shohei Ohtani put on the greatest playoff performance we've ever seen. 3 home runs offensively.
Yeah.
Went 6 2/3, I believe, pitching. Struck out 10
Yeah.
batters. Struck out 10 batters and hit 3 home runs. Tell me one.
Maybe Babe Ruth.
No.
No, he didn't do it?
I don't think
Babe Ruth
so.
did it? Wow.
Give me
Okay.
one playoff performance better than 3 home runs and 10 strikeouts.
I can't.
Dodgers are the first team to punch their ticket to the World Series.
Yep. By the way, go Buffs tomorrow.
Yeah,
got Easter.
wagon wheel. Rock me,
Wagon
mama, like a wagon wheel. That's going to be a lot of fun in Canyon. Clint Breakville, that's what we learned tonight.